Hello, viewers. Welcome to Hila-P Sports and Entertainment TV. We are back again, and this is Midweek Review. CBN, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you
As
very
usual,
much.
we'll be reacting to what really played out right there in the Premier League last weekend. Okay, Leeds United we are destroyed by Arsenal. Arsenal thrashed Leeds by 4 goals today. Although we expected that to happen.
Yeah, everybody expected that to happen. I don't think there's anybody who is a fan of English Premier League that will give Leeds United any chance
Against Arsenal. Okay.
So
Now, Wolves also lost at home to Bournemouth by 2 goals to 0.
Yeah, that's the one that we could say was a bit surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Bournemouth were going to beating them 2-0, I mean, it was not expected.
No.
But then the Wolves have been very poor. We all know that is a known fact already that they've been very poor this season. But Bournemouth, on the other hand, they've actually gone a little bit backwards in terms of the level at which they were performing when the season started. So, okay. But them getting 3 points, I think, is something that their coach should be proud of. That's talking about Iraola.
Okay. Brighton also shared the spoils with Everton. 1-1.
Yeah, we talked about it in the preview.
That is going to be
like it was going to go either way.
Definitely
go either way, and it's what we expected to happen. So I think it's a good one for Everton.
Okay. Now Chelsea coming back from 2 goals down to beat West Ham.
Well, that the game was I think it's one of the games that when you look at them and then you just see the reason why you should enjoy the football.
Yeah.
Because in that game, after first half, Chelsea were 2 goals down, and most of the times when you are 2 goals down after the first half in a Premier League encounter, especially when you are faced with a team in West Ham's caliber, so you would expect that at least if this team, the team that 2 goals down are going to get anything out of the game, you just say that probably they can get a draw. Just because they are Chelsea, and they are playing at home.
Yeah.
But in the manner that they steadied the ship, they kept fighting, they never lost hope. I mean, they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. They got the first goal through Pedro. I mean, I think we've seen some little improvement in terms of coaching and substitution decisions by Liam Rosinho, and then against what we were used to with Enzo Maresca.
Yeah.
For him to make the kind of changes he made after the first half, when you look at the goals that were scored, the 3 goals that were scored, first it was from Fofana to Joao Pedro. Fofana, one of the substitutes, Joao Pedro, one of the substitutes, and then the second goal was from Cucurella, another substitute. And then the third goal, which was the winning goal, was from Joao Pedro to Enzo Fernandez. And now, when you look at the substitutions that he made, I think he read the game very well, and he understood what needed to be done, the areas that needed to be covered and needed to be corrected, and he made the right substitutions for them to come back in the game after going 2 goals down in the first half. They came back, got the equalizer, got the first goal, and then the equalizer, and then still had the chance to score the opening goal. And not even in the 9 minutes, they scored the winning goal rather. Not even in the 9 minutes. I mean, it's a masterclass from Liam Rosinho.
Okay, I think you're right. Yeah, they just really, they did well to be able to come back and also to win that game, because it's never easy. It's really a team against West Ham.
Exactly.
But that's football, and you show the resilience, and also, like you said, the substitution charisma from Liam. Okay, talking about the Chelsea team, what happened in the first half in that game? It was a shamble, and I think maybe because of the kind of defense line of
yes, exactly. I think the main problem there was the lineup. Chelsea has a very serious problem in defense.
Yeah,
and it's very clear. It's already established that their first 2 defense, 5 and 6, is Fofana and Chalobah currently.
Yeah,
we don't know what will happen in the future, but for now, I think the most trusted
Do.
stalwarts now we have
Yeah.
in at the back in Chelsea team now is Fofana and
And Chalobah.
Chalobah. Now, when the game started, Fofana was benched.
Yeah.
And understandably, we understand actually why he was benched, because the coach is trying to
Give more time.
give
room for my idea. So looking at
because you know Fofana is injury prone.
Yeah.
So he's trying to reduce the amount of games that these players that are injury prone play, especially players like Fofana and James and the rest of it. So he actually kept them in the bench. And then, considering the fact that West Ham is a team that, of course, you should expect Chelsea to beat, even with the second string players.
Definitely.
So, but when these days, when these second string players are brought in, they rarely perform. You rarely see them do the job. Now, on the back line, when you have a defender like Badiashile and Jorge Hatu and maybe Tosin Adarabioyo, who is on injured right now, these three defenders I just mentioned, to me, they are not even at the quality, at the level of playing for a team like Chelsea.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say it, but whenever they are brought in, whenever they are given the opportunity to actually showcase themselves, they always come out performing poorly. So when the team sheet came out, we saw that I think Badiashile was there and Hato was there. You know, it was a concerning, but at the same time, you have to still understand the coach's reason.
Okay, so let's take it that.
I think that's the reason why.
But I think mainly, the figure, the wrong figure is being pointed at Badiashile, because he was really awful.
He was very bad.
Okay, now Liverpool will be able to take it upon themselves to beat Newcastle by 4-1. It was a statement. Not just a merely winning. This is a statement winning. That yes, notwithstanding, we can beat you, and we have done that.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't see anything much more. Though, despite consolidating goal, despite they scored first by Anthony Gordon. Gordon, who is also under Liverpool's radar. we were able to score first, but at the end of the Liverpool showed class, and also the new signing, the summer signing in the person of
Foreign Waves.
Not really Foreign Waves. The striker. No, that's called brace.
Ekitike.
Exactly. His brace was exactly. In fact, he has been phenomenal this season.
Exactly. I think you are very right. Hugo Ekitike has been phenomenal. He's been out of this world. I mean, the level at which he's performing now
I never expected that, though. I never expected that, because when he came in, I saw him as a just normal average.
Exactly. Of course, that's what he was, because as long as you've not tested the Premier League, and you are not an Erling Haaland, and you are not a
Lewandowski,
an Mbappe, or Lewandowski, as long as you're not at the level of this striker before testing the Premier League, you are an average player. So, but Ekitike has come in, and then I think he has handled the pressure so well, because when he was coming in, he knew Isak was on the radar. Isak was actually being pursued.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, Isak came in.
Yeah.
And when Isak came, he saw there's a very big pressure. There's a very big competition.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't step up, when Isak came in, I think any coach that comes in would have preferred to test Isak first before him.
Yeah.
So, but when I think he realized this situation, and then he told himself that he's going to actually cement that first position and make it his. And to be honest, he has done more than required from him. Watching him play against Newcastle, you will see a striker with hunger, with intent, a striker that knows what he's doing,
Definitely.
A striker that wants to win, a striker that is motivated, that is not letting anything derail him, not letting anything stop him from achieving whatever he wants to achieve. He scored 2 goals, 2 wonderful goals. I mean,
and also assisted by Flowers.
Yes,
I think Wiz is also
exactly. Wiz that gave him the first assist. But I think when you see the second goal he scored, I'm talking about Ekitike. When you see the second goal he scored, it shows you exactly. It shows you how much this guy has come to perform in the Premier League. And it's a good one for Liverpool, because I think somehow, to a great extent, when a period when their biggest talisman, they're one of their best player of all time, talking about Mohamed Salah, at a point where he has actually taken a foot up the pedal, he has not been performing at the level that he used to. He was always the one carrying the team, but I think these days Salah has been very bad.
Definitely.
He has not really been performing at that level again. Now, Ekitike has stepped up and then carried the team. I think he's getting the goals for them. He's getting the points for them, and it's something that they and their coach and Slot should be very much proud of.
So probably Isaac is in the trouble, even if he comes back.
Exactly. I think if Isaac, once Isaac comes back, he's going to start from the bench. There's no two ways about it, except the coach is going to find a way to play both of them. But I think
you can't just rule out Ekitike.
Yeah, no. If Isaac comes back and Slot decides to bench Ekitike, that means it's a very foolish decision.
Okay. Now looking at Aston Villa, a very surprising one last weekend. They lost at home despite Brentford going down by 1 man. You know, they finishing the game with 10 men. Still yet they were able to find a way and punish Aston Villa at home. CPN. This is one of the reasons the why Premier League is very
exactly.
You can't predict Premier League.
You can't predict Premier League. It was a very bad performance from Aston Villa. I mean,
despite that, I think I saw Abraham scoring a goal, but it was
it was ruled out because the ball had gone out of throw for throwing at the other end of the pitch before they got the ball from outside and then sent the ball for counter and then scored the goal. But the thing is, Aston Villa, I'm very sure it was very disappointing for them that very day, because if Brentford had a red card, they were 1 man down.
One man down.
I think they were 1 man down when it was 0-0.
0-0.
So they had to come. That's why you have to find a way.
Not that you're playing at home.
The pitch.
You are away.
You are away.
And one of the and not you are away. The number 3. You're playing against number 3. I find
A team that has been getting 3 points, beating teams here and there. Even the top clubs, they've been. I mean, I think for Brentford to get the win in that game, I think it's kudos to the players, because they fought and they never gave up. They made sure when they got the goal, they actually made sure to keep defending, because I mean the pressure was too much. Aston Villa came back firing also, and at the end of the day, Brentford held on and then got the 3 points. It was a disappointing result, definitely,
and also a disappointing return for Abraham.
Exactly. I mean, he had a goal ruled out, which would have made his debut
also some opportunities
a wonderful one. And then he had some 1 or 2 opportunities that would have converted. I mean, I think he had a wonderful goal, just that he couldn't score. He had a very wonderful goal. Wonderful match that day, but just that he didn't get the goal that his performance actually deserved.
Okay, we look into that and see when he's going to come back and score goals for Villa. Okay, Simeon, United also did a very fantastic game against Fulham. At the time, the game was 2-2, but Sesko from nowhere came in and scored the winning goal.
Yeah, it was another shocking. I think it's almost a carbon copy of what Chelsea had against West Ham.
Yeah,
even though Chelsea had to come back from behind.
Yes.
For I think Manchester United situation was more interesting, because when Fulham got the equalizer.
Yeah.
So I think 91st minute. Everybody thought that
it's over. It's 2-2.
Going to end 2-2. But somehow, from nowhere,
Fernandes put the game for
gave Sesko the pass, and from nowhere, somehow Benjamin Sesko
it was a surprising
had to turn and then scored the goal. I mean, it was surprising, and when you see the goal, when you watch the goal he scored, that was exactly the reason why he was bought.
Definitely.
He has not repaid the trust and everything, the amount of money that was spent on his head. But in that game, you could see why Manchester United went for him.
Yeah.
And this is what they wanted. They expected him to do week in, week out. But he has not been able to do that. But for him to do it on that day when it mattered most, I think is a very great sight to see for the fans and the management and his teammates, because that performance, that's actually that single goal he scored gave them the whole 3 points in that game.
Okay, now see, another surprising one was City drawing 2-2 with Tottenham
Tottenham.
right there, you know. But
After going to
Dominic Solanke's
2-0 up.
second goal was, I think, for me, that's the best goal of the season so far.
Yeah,
I think
I think
it's a
up
contender.
there.
It's part of the
Yeah, it's
contender.
up there.
Definitely.
It's up there. Manchester City went up 2-0.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody thought it was all over.
Yeah.
And somehow Solanke said no. He took it upon himself and
Okay.
said that they were,
Okay, see, there's something I want to ask you. There's a drama. The first goal. How did you? I thought that should be a foul on Gay. I think there was a kick behind the Gay shin. I know that showed that there was a kick, despite they touching the ball slightly, but there was a kick.
that's the thing. That's the question now is, did he touch the ball, and did the kick actually affected the Gay's chances of
stopping.
But I think it's 50-50.
Definitely, because why ask this question? Because there's a far that will rule that game, that goal out.
Yeah, the thing is this. I think in the VAR room, I think they must have looked at it, and then they consider that it's 50-50. And then I think even in the VAR room, once they see a foul that is 50-50 kind of foul, I think between them, I think they usually take a vote.
The vote between them,
Do we follow the decision, or do we call him for review? And maybe they probably must have said,
if you're calling for review, let's just do this within ourselves.
Let's just leave him with his decision, since we could not even agree that is a big foul is enough to call for review. So I don't think they will. I don't think Manchester City will have any serious reason to be done by that. Seriously, I think Tottenham scored 2 wonderful goals, and like you mentioned, the second goal to me is the goal of the season so
definitely
far.
And I think Pep was disappointed, because for him, he was expecting at least, since we have scored 2, I think there's no way, even if at the end of the day this ball will get a goal, it's going to be 2-1, you know, for them to be putting pressure on Arsenal. But as it has, Arsenal has go away. So
yeah, Arsenal is
6 points away.
You know, it's I think it's to some extent, I think the luck as well. Arsenal needs that luck as well to be able to end up as the Premier League champions, because for City to draw that game,
and
of which everybody thought,
and Villa losing to Brentford.
I mean, it's a good one for them. Very sure they must have celebrated that at the Emirates Stadium.
Okay, finally, Sunderland thrashing Burnley by 3 goals to 0. Though we discussed that it's not going to be easy for Burnley, and it really played out there that they were able to consider a woeful.
It was too much.
They were so woeful.
It was too much. I mean,
Burnley were woeful.
It was too much, and Burnley, they didn't even do anything. They just sat there and they were just receiving punches here and there. They didn't even stress Sunderland. I mean, I watched the game, and generally they did not stress Sunderland. They were just sat back, and Sunderland were the ones piling up the pressure, pushing to score a goal, making attempts. I mean, it was very bad. It was very a disappointing performance from Burnley.
Okay.
In as much as we know they've not been good this season.
Okay. And I asked you last weekend which game during the preview. I asked you which game is a game of the week. Well, which team did you mention? That should be Man U, right?
I think, was it Man U
or Liverpool?
Man City.
Was it Man City you mentioned? I think I can't really get my, but I know that you really mentioned the team. But if it's City, I think I'm giving it to you because they got it right. City game was so amazing game, and also especially that goal to beat Donnarumma. It was a goal. Yeah, definitely. In fact, it's goal of the season contender. Exactly. There's no two ways about it.
Exactly.
Okay, viewers, this will come to the end of our what really happened there or played out right there in the Premier League last weekend. Definitely, we'll be back to discuss what we played in the Carabao Cup second leg between Arsenal and Chelsea. Thank you for staying with us, and we'll be back.